The Earhart Expressway renovation project was supposed to be finished last year. With businesses and homeowners getting increasingly frustrated, is there an end in sight?
Sugar Bowl fever grips the Superdome. Amaya Rodriguez will have a live report coming up.
Plus, it's a celebration in Gentilly for the reopening of a city playground. But just across town sits another one waiting for new life. Can action reporter Bill Capo help?
Good evening, I'm Dennis Waltering.
And I'm Angela Hill. It's a major thoroughfare that thousands of people use to get to downtown New Orleans from Metairie, the Earhart Expressway.
It's been under major renovation for a year now, and neighbors and business owners say they're frustrated with how the project is going. Katie Moore explains.
Just like the construction zone on Earhart Boulevard, business owners and residents in Holly Grove say.
So this project has not been easy to get through.
And for the Blanchards, who own Ye Old College Inn on Carrollton and Rock and Bowl on Earhart, surviving the 1 mile project has been a rough road.
I think the construction companies have been as helpful as they can be, but the Department of Public Works has not done a great job of leading this project and making sure that there's access.
Right now, residents say one of their biggest problems is trying to get across Earhart and detour signs that go nowhere. So let's check it out. Detour ahead. Another detour sign at Joliet. And obviously a closed road in front of us.
It was hard trying to get around, you know, where we have to go on the other side of Earhart.
Myron Douglas has called Holly Grove home for 46 years and says Earhart in different sections has been worked on for more than a decade.
Going towards Carrollton, yeah, it was pretty raggedy.
There's no doubt that the two construction projects that are going on, both Carrollton and Earhart, both will have a positive effect on College Inn and Rock and Bowl. It's how do we get through it in order to be there on the other side.
One small fender bender and traffic shuts down, causing big backups. The project was estimated to be done in a year, but that was a year ago, and construction still looks like this.
Obviously, there's too many people involved and not enough cooperation.
The state is overseeing most of the construction from Hamilton to Fern Street, while the city is in charge of the section from Fern to Pine. Plus, the Sewerage and Water Board is doing drainage improvements along the way. According to DOTD, the Sewerage and Water Board had to move an underground power vault, causing a 2-month delay.
Department of Public Works should be on top of making sure that every day that this project is moving as fast as possible and that the businesses and residences have, access.
At one point, cement either from Earhart Construction or Carrollton Construction caused sewage to back up into Rock and Bowl. It's one of the other hazards of construction. Now the Blanchards are just hoping the project wraps up sooner rather than later. Katie Moore, Channel 4, Eyewitness News.
According to a spokeswoman for DOTD, the project's completion date is now scheduled for March 31st. Another traffic note to pass along: beginning Thursday at 9:30 a.m. until Sunday, January 16th at 6 p.m., the southbound lanes of Causeway Boulevard will be reduced from 3 lanes to 2 lanes from the foot of the Causeway Bridge to 6th Street. The closing is necessary to complete underground utility work. It's all part of the project to raise the road over a new 10-foot tall concrete flood wall and protect northern Metairie from storm surge.
More than 2 months after a computer crash erased a chunk of New Orleans real estate records, the data went back online to the general public today. Clerk of Civil Court Dale Atkins said the reboot went without a glitch. The crash was discovered on October 25th and virtually froze real estate transactions in Orleans Parish.
We have worked continuously. We worked New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. We pulled an all-nighter on the 2nd, and we left here last night. Well, we left here at 12:30 last night. Our goal was just to get it done.
Atkins said fixing the system cost more than $350,000, and that figure will grow over the next month as her office finishes the final task of verifying the restored records. The judges of Civil District Court who oversee the Information Technology Office agreed today to pay half of the restoration costs.
In a little more than an hour from now, the Superdome will be hosting a sea of red as Ohio State and Arkansas face off in the Sugar Bowl.
Fans began arriving at the Dome this afternoon after spending much of the day around the city. Maya Rodriguez joins us live from outside the Superdome with more. Maya?
Well, Angela and Dennis, since we last spoke to you at 5, the crowds are definitely getting bigger out here. And like you mentioned, a number of these fans spent today in the city, but a lot of them also spent the last few days in town, making the Sugar Bowl not just a game, but also a vacation. And that is exactly what the hospitality industry had been hoping for. This as thousands of fans descended on the French Quarter. All of that means big business for the tourist areas in town as fans stayed in hotels, ate out, and shopped. But what's a game without tailgating? Now, we saw some Arkansas and Ohio State fans getting into the spirit of it near the Dome and just enjoying the city's atmosphere.
This is awesome. I love this place. I definitely will come back.
Oh, it's just a lot of fun. You just come here and you just get pumped up, and it's like a 24-hour city here. It's just everything's going on, and it's a great place to hang out.
We have just really enjoyed the city, and I think the thing that impresses us the most is how well they have recovered 5 years after Katrina.
I love this atmosphere. Like I would want to live here if I ever had a chance.
And you can bet that tourism officials are hoping that a lot of these fans make a repeat visit to the city. Again, the excitement out here is building as the game kicks off in about an hour and a half. We're live at the Superdome. Maya Rodriguez, Channel 4 Eyewitness News. Dennis, Angela, back to you.
All right, Maya, thanks.
Well, the rain held off for fans tailgating around the Superdome in French Quarter.
But will we start to see some showers later tonight? Chief Meteorologist Carl Arredondo's in the Weather Center with more on that. Carl?
Well, Dennis and Angela, looks like most of the rain maybe more like after midnight. A chance for a sprinkle out there. Take a look at pinpoint Doppler and we'll show you. First, let's go to a pinpoint Doppler and we'll show you what's happening as we take a look at the radar picture. You can see the clouds mostly around the areas and not much in the way of precipitation across our region. Weather link 4 now, and we'll show you what's happening temperature-wise outside here in the French Quarter, not far from the Superdome. It is 61 degrees right now. So the forecast for the Sugar Bowl looks like this. 61 right now, 20% chance for a sprinkle. 20% for kickoff, and after the game, as we get closer to midnight, that chance of rain may creep up a little bit for some light rain or drizzle. Nothing very major or heavy expected, but later on tonight and tomorrow, we're expecting rain showers. We'll tell you the rain chances coming up in your pinpoint forecast.
Okay, thank you, Carl.
One of the doctors who stayed at Memorial Medical Center with stranded patients during the chaos after Hurricane Katrina has died. Dr. Jean Thiel died Friday of cancer at his Metairie home the day before his 59th birthday. Thiel was a lung specialist who acknowledged giving high doses of morphine and other drugs to patients at the hospital as floodwaters rose around it and conditions deteriorated. Orleans Parish Coroner Frank Minyard said he found no deaths linked to those dosages. At least 34 people died at Memorial after the 2005 storm.
State wildlife veterinarians say at least some of the estimated 450 birds that died in Point Coupé Parish may have flown into a power line. Veterinarians say 50 of the birds were near a power line off Louisiana Highway 1. The other 400 were about a quarter mile away. The birds included grackles, starlings, brown-headed cowbirds, and red-winged blackbirds. The injuries included broken beaks to broken backs. The birds were found Monday about 300 miles from the Arkansas town where thousands of blackbirds fell from the sky late New Year's Eve.
Clancy Dubose weighs in on the latest reform to hit City Hall. His weekly commentary coming up.
But first, just as Gentilly celebrates the rebirth of a city playground, neighbors in Central City turn to Bill Capo and plead for help turning around one of their much-needed parks.
And later in sports, see how the Saints are using last year's trek to the Super Bowl as a blueprint for another postseason run.
When Kevin Pollard had nowhere else to turn, he called the Eyewitness News Action Line.
Bill Capo came out and got the city involved, and they got the house torn down.
Watch Bill Capo's Action Report, only on WWL-TV's Eyewitness News.
For a limited time, iMasters is offering 50% off a complete pair of glasses. Save on top designer frames or our private brand collection. Also get 50% off lenses. 50% off. 100% satisfaction. iMasters. Why pay more?
I see girls here, there, and everywhere. Short skirts, long hair, love it when they walk, yeah. I'm on cloud 9, you look so fine, can't wait to make you mine. I kinda like the way you walk past. Gotta take a glance.
Tide with Actilift technology helps remove many dry stains as if they were fresh. Dad may try to ruin your style, but dry stains won't. Tide with Actilift. Style is an option, clean is not. Get Actilift in these Tide detergents.
What will it take for the Saints to repeat as Super Bowl champs? How can the Tigers take down the Aggies? Join the Eyewitness Sports team as Louisiana's best discovers their destiny in Dallas.
Watch a special 4th Down on 4, Thursday at 6:30 on Channel 4.
For over a century, they have prayed and sacrificed for Louisiana. Please send your support or simply your prayer petitions to Carmelite Nuns, 73530 River Road, Covington, Louisiana, 70435.
City leaders gathered today to celebrate the rebirth of a New Orleans Recreation Department park in Gentilly.
But at the same time, a Central City man was asking action reporter Bill Capo to spur city help to repair a play spot in a troubled neighborhood.
It was a joyous note in Gentilly as the rebirth of Donnelly Park was celebrated. Kids especially enjoyed using the new playground equipment their suggestions helped design.
So often, adults don't listen to kids, but not this time. You listen, and this playground is the playground of our dreams. Isn't it beautiful?
Neighborhood leaders saw it as a symbol of the area's recovery.
This neighborhood had 9 feet of water sustained in it. So we all came back, and look how far we have come.
But a few miles away in Central City sit the shabby remains of what once was a city playground, the Nord Keller Center.
You know, you look at it, eyesore, disappointment, you know, you want to do something.
Keith Hudson is campaigning to restore the Keller Center.
I want a basketball court that's safe. I want this concrete up. I want an inside, they got a dance studio up there for girls. Downstairs, we can put a gym, ping pong table for boys.
And look at the park now. Kids don't have nowhere to play, you know?
How important is it to bring this park back?
Oh, it's very important. It'll probably stop a lot of the killings.
But Hudson says he's not getting much help from the city.
Lip service, plenty of it. Actual support, zero.
I spoke to the head of Nord, and he told me the Keller Center is definitely not on the city's radar. He said it's not one of the 100 projects the city has announced, so there's no funding for it. But does that mean there's no hope for the Keller Center? Absolutely not. You see, there's the new Nord Commission, and I spoke to the head of that.
What he can do now is attend the commission meetings, make his points known, let us know what he needs, maybe do and not to get too technical, but a basic analysis of what his needs are, and then we can possibly put a dollar figure with that and try and raise the money. It give me hope when he say, come see him. Because when you say come see you, I'm coming to see you.
Roy Glapion says everyone can do their part to save Nord. I'm Bill Capo, Eyewitness News, Action Reporter.
If you have a problem and want action reporter Bill Capo to help, call the Eyewitness News action line at 522-4404 or log on to our website and send Bill an email.
The Saints lose their leading rusher for the playoffs. Details ahead.
Plus, LSU gets their workhorse back for the Cotton Bowl. See how Stephen Ridley coped with the news of a possible suspension. Scott Cody is next with sports.
Right now, LAS has to wipe out its overstocked inventory. So we're having a wipeout sale. You pick the product, you pick the color, and save up to 50%.
When you want the best, you want LAS.
On the field, it takes experience to achieve excellence. The Eyewitness Sports team strives for excellence every day with exclusive reports and no-holds-barred commentary. You deserve excellence. Watch Channel 4, Louisiana's sports leader.
AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network, period.
Family Service has been strengthening the emotional health of families
while fostering the self-sufficiency of individuals within the family.
Here in the greater New Orleans region for over 114 years.
At Family Service, we can help improve your quality of life. We specialize in issues like depression, stress, grief, anxiety, and trauma. Reasonable fees, flexible hours.
Remember, Family Service is in the business of healing lives. If you want your life back, you can get your life back.
35 years ago, I began a crusade for lower taxes and better accountability in government spending. Together, you and I stopped politicians from balancing budgets on the backs of homeowners and small businesses. With your help, we made the American dream of homeownership stronger than ever. Although I'm leaving office, I will always be your voice. So thank you, because serving as your assessor has been the honor of a lifetime.
The Saints get some bad news as they head into the playoffs.
Yeah, any injuries at this time of the year definitely are on the negative side. As the Saints head into the playoffs, it won't be with their best foot forward, an injured foot, ending the season for their team's leading rusher. Chris Ivory placed on the injured reserve list this afternoon with an unspecified foot injury he suffered in Sunday's game with the Buccaneers. Ivory limped off the field in the second quarter Sunday, did not return. His agent today, when reached by phone, wouldn't comment on the injury, only saying his client is, quote, depressed. The team also announcing they've re-signed running back Deshaun Wynn. He had special team snaps in 4 games earlier this season for the Saints before being cut. The Saints will hit the practice field tomorrow in preparation for their first-round matchup with Seattle on Saturday, leaning more on experience than anything else at this point. Been there, done that, the Saints say, carries a little more weight when it comes to the NFL's second season.
When you know you can do it, you've accomplished it, just that confidence in the back of your mind, knowing that you've traveled that journey before. Obviously this year will be a little bit different, just because last year we were the first round bye, so that journey is going to take a different course, but to know that we have the ability to accomplish the ultimate goal is huge.
College football now. LSU running back Stephen Ridley speaking for the first time today since being reinstated by the NCAA and ruled eligible for Friday's Cotton Bowl. The Tigers' leading rusher this season wouldn't talk about the situation that led to his brief ineligibility, but admitted the angst his brief hiatus caused would be harnessed fully against the Aggies.
It's extra motivation for me, and I think that this team's will come out fired up, and this offense is ready to put on a show. So I'm ready to be, the backbone of that offense, and ready to give it to Texas A&M, man. At some point in time, I cried a few times. I can't say I didn't.
So with Ridley back to talk at the Cotton Bowl will now center around the future of Les Miles. His name sure to come up as it appears Michigan is again in the hunt for a new head football coach. Numerous reports in Detroit say Rich Rodriguez has been fired. The former Tulane assistant, in 3 seasons in Ann Arbor, managed just 15 wins, never beat Ohio State or Michigan State. However, the Associated Press reported later this afternoon that Rodriguez's fate's still up in the air. And a Michigan fan site that said no decision on his future would be announced until Wednesday afternoon. Tonight in the Superdome, the Big Ten's collective psyche will be at stake. Ohio State and Arkansas will kick off at 7:30 in the Sugar Bowl, a chance for the Buckeyes to save face for their entire conference, who went winless on New Year's Day, and it's just 2-5 in bowl games this postseason.
Arkansas has enough challenge of its own. What someone else did or didn't do is probably going to have very little effect on how we do against Arkansas. And, I've said all along, I think if you go back to any thoughts I've ever had over the course of years, is that, I've always held in tremendously high esteem, the programs in the SEC, and this one is, this one is no different.
We'll have highlights from this game tonight. Also, don't forget, Thursday at 6:30, a special 4th Down on 4 destination Dallas. Juan Kincaid is live in Dallas previewing LSU's Cotton Bowl. Jim Henderson will be live from Seattle previewing the Saints' first-round matchup, 6:30 p.m. right here on Channel 4.
We will be watching. Who are you picking tonight?
Tonight, I'm going to go with the SEC. I think Arkansas has been playing very well. Their quarterback can throw the football down the field. I think their speed is just too much for Ohio State. I think that they've got a little mental block right now when it comes to playing SEC football teams.
Very exciting.
Thanks, Scott.
Well, we're feeling some warmer temperatures out there and seeing more clouds.
How much rain can we expect tonight and tomorrow, Carl?
Well, it may be a wet commute as we get towards tomorrow morning. Right now, it's all quiet on Pinpoint Doppler. We'll have your forecast coming up.
I chose SafeLink. My mom lives alone, and it's important she reach me in an emergency. Emergencies happen. Be safe. Stay connected with SafeLink, a free government-supported cell phone with up to 250 free monthly minutes. SafeLink offers free minutes for calling, texting, national long distance, and 411 directory assistance, all with superior coverage, plus free 911.
I love my mom and promise to always have her back with SafeLink.
250 free monthly minutes. Call 1-800-SafeLink or visit safelink.com today.
What's with the... It's the $100 cash back we got from Cox.
Now get Cox TV Starter with all your favorite local broadcast channels and popular cable networks. Order now for the everyday low price of $15.55 a month, and ask how you can get $100 cash back. Bundle Cox Advanced TV, Cox Digital Telephone, and Cox High-Speed Internet, and get up to $300 cash back when you call today.
Check this out.
$300?
I bundled my Cox services.
Show off. Shift your weight forward onto the left foot. Take the right leg up, holding the inner arch.
Introducing Instant Action Alerts, only from Chase. Manage your account and help avoid overdrafts with a click of a button. Just reply to the alert with how much you want to transfer.
Inhale all the way up.
So you always stay in balance.
To crescent fold.
Chase what matters.
Just 4 more times.
With my friends, we'll do almost anything. Out for drinks, eats. I have very well-fitting dentures. I like to eat a lot of fruits. Love them all. The seal I get with the Super Polygrip Free keeps the seeds from getting up underneath.
Even well-fitting dentures let in food particles. Just a few dabs of Super Polygrip Free is clinically proven to seal out more food particles, so you're more comfortable and confident while you eat.
A lot of things going on in my life, and last thing I want to be thinking about is my dentures.
Try Super Polygrip Free.
Some very pretty weather for our guests and for us. I mean, we're enjoying it too, but a little rain tonight.
Yeah, I think more like after midnight and towards morning. Tomorrow's our big rain day where we're definitely going to see rain around tomorrow, but I think for tonight we may squeak out most of the evening hours without any major precipitation, maybe a couple of drops here and there, but overall rain chance is low. Take a look at Pinpoint Doppler and we'll show you lots of clouds around the area, and you can see a few touches of green streaking across the area. That's a few spots of maybe some drizzle or light rain. But right now outside the Superdome, no rain showing up around the area. It's pretty quiet in this region, and most of the South Shore looking at not much in the way of precipitation. And in the next 30 minutes looks like it's going to stay fairly dry right across areas south of the lake. North of the lake, maybe a couple of sprinkles here and there, but overall most of the moisture is beginning to increase, and you can see back towards Texas we do see some showers and rain moving on in towards our direction, and that's what we're looking at more like after midnight tonight and towards tomorrow, where we'll see a better chance for some rain, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. As you look outside, we'll show you what's happening temperature-wise, and you can see it's 61 at the airport, 59 at Audubon, 58 Slidell. The relative humidity 81%, dew point of 55 with a south wind at 5 miles per hour. As you check out WeatherLink 4, looking here in New Orleans, 60 degrees right now, looking from St. Aug out towards the city. Lots of clouds around the area, but fortunately no rain. Here's a look at that Sugar Bowl forecast once again, and you can see that temperatures will be in the low 60s around the area for right now, but then falling into the upper 50s right around kickoff time, and rain chance may inch up just a little bit as we head on towards after the game at 10:30. As you check on conditions now, you can see here's our moisture back to our west. So after midnight, a rain chance at 50%, and then tomorrow by daybreak could even see rain and showers around. So it may be a wet commute tomorrow with a higher rain chance throughout the day as the area of low pressure rides along the Gulf. Maybe even an isolated thunderstorm for tomorrow, and then things dry out on into Thursday. And Friday, or Thursday, a cool afternoon, and then Friday also looks good, a cold start, and then we'll see a mild, or cool afternoon, I should say, for Friday, looking good around the area. But as we check on Dallas for Friday, you can see the looking out from Irving nearby. Arlington is where they're going to play in the Cotton Bowl, and it's 51 degrees right now around sections of North Texas. Here's a look at the forecast for the Cotton Bowl now, and you can see low 60s for afternoon tailgating, mid-50s for kickoff, upper 40s. Looks good weather-wise, just a little cool out there. Now let's check on Seattle, and you can see it's 36 right now in Seattle. It's kind of chilly out there, so it's cold up towards Seattle. And here's the forecast as we head towards Saturday for the Saints game. A low of 38, 60% chance of rain and showers, low 40s for kickoff, upper 30s the end of the game. But notice the rain chances. Looks like it may be one of those Seattle-type days where dreary rain and showers around the area. So we'll keep an eye on that forecast. As you look around our area, we see temperatures pretty much, as I mentioned, in the upper 50s, the low 60s. Highs today got close to 70 in some locations. And our morning lows, it was cold north of the lake, upper 30s, low 40s, 40s to around 50 south of the lake. So rain and showers will be increasing more likely after midnight. Low temperatures cool in the 50s, and for tomorrow, upper 60s, the low 70s, scattered showers, and maybe even a thunderstorm around for tomorrow. Here's your pinpoint 7-day forecast. It will stay cool for Thursday through the weekend. Notice that temperature change from Monday into Tuesday of next week. Looks like we're going to see a good shot of some cold air coming back next week.
Wow.
Okay, thanks, Carl.
Clancy Dubos' commentary is coming up next. Plus, we'll take a look ahead to Eyewitness News at 10 o'clock.
At Yeller.com, find daily deals on events, restaurants, products, and services. Log on today.
For 30 years, Dr. Stephen Brent has been a world-renowned pioneer in treatment of cataract surgery and lens replacement.
There have been recent new advancements in restoring vision in people that develop cataracts. Many people can now even eliminate their need for glasses.
The results are awesome. I don't need my glasses to see close or far since my surgery.
Restoring the gift of sight is really rewarding.
Dr. Stephen Brent, Singer Brent Custom Vision, a Louisiana leader.
Along the Mississippi, there's an old farming town where over 100 years ago, First American Bank was created, a trusted home for family savings and new business enterprises. Today, the farming pastures of Vacherie are now a prominent part of Louisiana's sugarcane industry and home to a new symbol of strength and stability in Southeast Louisiana. First American Bank, where personal service now extends beyond local farming enterprises to help preserve local landmarks, family business traditions, and new business developments, all with the rich heritage of our communities and a 100-year tradition of personal service. A new and expanding financial network of locally connected banks that are working to help local businesses grow and committed to making our region stronger while retaining century-old traditions that make it special. We're Louisiana made, Louisiana proud at First American Bank and WWL-TV.
In tonight's commentary, WWL political analyst and Gambit columnist Clancy Dubos takes a look at the latest reform to hit City Hall. And he says New Orleans' first citywide assessor, Errol Williams, has his work cut out for him in 2011.
Good evening. New Orleans assessor Errol Williams has two big jobs in 2011, combining 7 assessors' offices into one and reassessing all property in the city. The state constitution requires assessors to update their roles every 4 years, and this is one of those years. Williams was the assessor for the 7th, 8th, and 9th wards of New Orleans for more than 25 years, so he knows the drill. He takes a no-nonsense approach to his job that reflects his personality and his professional training as a CPA. But combining the assessor's offices and equalizing assessments citywide comprise only part of the job of reforming property taxes in New Orleans. Mayor Mitch Landrieu's new Tax Reform Commission has the equally important task of identifying properties that are still not on the tax rolls, but perhaps ought to be. The Commission's report is due in several months. Equalizing assessments is crucial, but making sure everybody pays their fair share is just as important. Both should make 2011 a memorable year for property tax reform.
This has been an expression of opinion by Clancy Dubos. Email your thoughts to commentary@WWL-TV.com.
Well, here's a look at what's coming up new tonight at 10 o'clock. Did money from the Crescent City Connection tolls go to pay for other projects around the state?
4 investigates misspent money by the agency that runs the bridge. Find out what transportation officials now admit some of the money was spent on. That's all new tonight at 10 o'clock here on Channel 4. That's our news for now. Thanks for joining us.
Till 10, have a good evening.
If you had a